Alright guys, today we're gonna be talking about fan service, but not in a good way. Today we're going to be talking about how fan service ruins Fire Force, and I'm going to be giving my opinions on this statement. Now it's pretty obvious that a lot of people have been using this as an excuse to hate on Fire Force or an excuse to not watch it, and I can't really help but feel as if, like, usually I think people give fair criticisms as to why they would drop a show or why would they would not like it. But I feel like this fan service excuse when it comes to Tomaki is not only really dragged out, but I really feel like it's actually just invalid. So people have common complaints about the fan service from Tomaki and it ruining certain scenes that happens, and it's pretty obvious that most people are referring to the Shinra versus Reika fight, because obviously if you're saying that her lewd scenes are taking away from whatever, you know, serious is going on at the time, I'd assume you're talking about that, and that would be the same part where most people would most likely drop Fire Force and not look at the rest of it. So I'm gonna start off by getting these out the way, and these are my opinions and my takes on this before we get into the nitty-gritty of the video. So when it comes to the Reika versus Shinra fight, most of you guys formed your opinions on Fire Force based off the anime, right? So my thing is, when I was reading the manga, I never had any pacing issue when it came to anything, for that matter. But when I actually watched the anime, I could see a noticeable change in the pacing. And I feel like this noticeable change in the pacing from the anime adaptation is what's confusing a lot of people when they watch the anime and have an opinion on it. So a lot of people would just be like, oh, Tomaki's fan service would ruin what's going on in this moment, right? But the thing is, that's not an issue in the manga, right? So a lot of people don't really try to, you know, take into account that maybe the anime adaptation could have messed up and it's not actually the source material or the moment that Tomaki is actually having with her, you know, comedic relief right there. So people jump the gun and attack the series rather than maybe questioning, like, hey, maybe the anime adaptation might have not had a good grasp on what was going on right there. Because honestly, I kind of personally do have a lot of issues with the Fire Force anime adaptation. If you like it, that's fair for you. But I do know a lot of people who do not like the anime adaptation for Fire Force, but do like the manga. So please keep that in mind. Honestly, outside the animation and maybe some sound design, I kind of feel like it's really trash. But if you like it, that's more power to you. So that's the first thing I want to get out the way. If you have any pacing issues or whatever, I honestly just read the fucking manga, because there's literally nothing wrong with the manga whatsoever. If you felt like the director of the anime did not handle that scene properly, he probably fucking didn't, because there are actually a lot of scenes that are handled really poorly with the anime adaptation for Fire Force. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not Tomaki that's making that shit ass. It's how that scene was handled with Tomaki is what's making it ass. So now I got the first thing out the way. Read the manga, do not watch the anime. If you have any issues with pacing, if you have any issues with how certain things are handled, just read the manga. That is the easiest thing to do. Now the second thing, and this is where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the video, because this is what I'm going to be addressing when it comes to the people who actually have issues with Tomaki's fan service. Now when it comes to the Shinra versus Reika fight, I do want to say this one last thing to start this off, alright? Every single anime does not have to have that epic anime moment when the fucking shonen pro tag or the main character triumphs over the bad guy on some like fucking My Hero or One Punch Man Moomin Rider energy, like or fucking Goku beating the shit out of Frieza. Like, we do not need that in every single series, alright?
This is the moment when Shinra tees up and beats the bad guy!
Like, dude, you guys complain about how generic shonens are, and then you guys want the same generic shit that you were complaining about in the show. But when the show tries to do something different, there's a problem, alright? So Before you guys try and jump the gun in the comment section, I want to point out that obviously fan service is not the most revolutionary thing in the anime market, but I'd argue the way that it's used in the Shinra versus Reika fight is actually a lot more grounded than you'd initially think compared to other animes that would usually handle fan service or whatever in a generic manner. So obviously generic animes, I don't know, let's say they have a shitty ass light novel adaptation. Obviously when they fight you're gonna get upskirt this, all that other fucking dumb fan service shit. You know, generic fan service shit from your generic anime that you're watching, right? But the way Fire Force does it is not like that. Because everybody keeps on saying
Fire Force is a generic shonen protag. They have generic fan service in the show.
Nah. And I'm gonna show you guys what makes Fire Force's moments like these different from your generic anime, alright? So when it comes to your generic anime, they have fan service just for the sake of having fan service. But the way that it's handled in this moment in Fire Force, it isn't just for the sake of having fan service. Like, obviously, fan service is going to do its job because, you know, it's there. But it's not just for the sake of, you know, showing some shit while they're fighting. It actually serves as comedic relief. It's not some shitty fan service where obviously something serious is happening and it's just thrown in your fucking face. The fan service in the Reika versus Shinra fight is actually played off of, and it's played off of really well. Shinra's getting his ass beat. We get some comedic relief where he's knocked into Tomaki, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get back in the fight. He goes back in the fight, gets knocked back into her. Happens once or twice, maybe even a third time. And during the third time, he's all like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. And then she's like, kick this nigga Reika's ass. And then we get right back to the fight. Right after we get this little emotional scene between Shinra and Tomaki. So when it comes to the way that the fan service is actually used during this fight, I don't see what exactly is pacing breaking or immersion breaking about this when it literally plays off the fight and it does it well, because not only is it's not just shitty fan service getting thrown in your face, it's used for comedic relief because during this fight we literally have some pretty dark themes going on. This man Reika dead ass trying to kill kids, just choked out Tomaki, had her drooling and shit, and then, well, you can't have no comedic relief? Tweaking, bro. Tweaking mad hard. I've never thought I'd find myself defending fan service of all things, but the claims against Fire Force are just so, like, dumb. I like, how exactly is this breaking the pacing in this particular scene? This is the scene where most people drop it. Like, if it's not the anime adaptation, I don't know how you could actually think this is objectively like breaking the pacing. Like, you don't have to say things that are invalid, like, oh, the fan service was breaking pacing or this and that, or just saying some shit to take down the writing of the series. Just be honest and say that you don't like the fan service and you don't want to look at Fire Force. But then, when you say that, just don't be a fucking hypocrite and go ahead and watch shit like Gurren Lagann, where there's actual shit fan service during serious moments. A serious scene, Yoko's boobs, woo! Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Don't go out here watching Kill la Kill. Don't go out here watching High School DxD. Don't be doing any of that shit, cause y'all people will stay complaining, and then you'll be hypocrites. Go out and watch an anime that actually does have those problems, but then you'll shit on Fire Force for no fucking reason, and that shit ain't sweet. If you're gonna talk junk about something, at least follow up on what you say, bro. Stop showing these double standards. Stop doing all this dumb shit. People will bitch about fan service and Fire Force and then have Gurren Lagann in their top 10 favorite animes, bro. People will bitch about Fire Force, then go out and actively watch ecchis and some shmentais and shit, bro. Come on, bro. I think the fan service and Fire Force ruins it. I just feel like this complaint is really just dragged out to this, like, it's just dumb. It's dragged out. It's just not valid. I think we need to stop regurgitating this bullshit because it's just false. You guys watched Soul Eater. Literally in the first fucking episode. It was literally fan service fest. The entire first episode. What in the fuck did you expect was going to happen in Fire Force? I know you guys have all watched Soul Eater. Everybody has seen fucking Soul Eater. And the fact that you're coming into this dude's new series acting like you ain't never seen no fan service before from Soul Eater, that's just really like get the fuck out of here, bro. Just like how Blair was that one character, Tomaki is just like that one character as well. Y'all watch Soul Eater, y'all need to stop. Y'all watch all these other animes like Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, any other anime that I could name, because you know what anime does not have fucking fan service, honestly, except for maybe Attack on Titan and a handful of others, but I digress. Y'all get my point. Just stop this double standard. It's annoying. This fucking fan service complaint is just not fucking valid. It does not break the pacing. I already showed you how it doesn't break the pacing. But not only this, one last thing I want to fucking address, because I've seen this as the Fire Force anime was coming out. Everybody had a fucking crush on Tomaki. Everybody was making Tomaki their waifus, right? I'm starting to think, not starting to think. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like the fan service on Tomaki because these niggas are fucking crushing over her OD fucking hard, bro. If it was any other character that this Lou thing was happening to, I don't think anybody would bitch about the fan service. But because everybody initially had crushes on Tomaki when the series was first starting, I'm starting to believe that is a key factor as to why everybody is fucking salty and not watching the series anymore. Every character in this show is getting pleasure touching my waifu! Honestly, guys, y'all gonna have to get over that, bro. Just get over that, bro. We all know y'all like Tomaki. Y'all got your profile pictures. Y'all were reposting her on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Just get over that, bro. Just get over it. There's plenty. Like you've watched plenty of other animes. Just find you another one.